I took the average settings of every top pro and ranked player after hours of research and combined them for an experiment as accurately as I could with no bias. Now, in the name of science, I'm going to be using those same settings to try and hit Radiant. Keep in mind, the most consistent and impactful pros are prioritized. This is not a tutorial, it's for education purposes and for fun. I would recommend everyone to find their own settings. Let's start with optimizations. Your average pro actually doesn't optimize their PC at all. They'll start by turning off pointer precision and mouse settings, but other than that, most pros have default Windows settings, opting to go into NVIDIA control panel and sliding their graphics all the way to performance, without touching anything else at all. Although most pros use their own preferred mousepad, the most used mousepad by all pros is the Artisan Ninja FX Zero Soft. For the monitor, almost all pros including CS players use a Zowie monitor. The most used one is the 360Hz panel, so I'll be using the 400Hz panel for the experiment. The most used keyboard is the Wooting 60HE, which I'll be using. For the headset, most pros use the Razer Blackshark V2 Pro. For the mouse, the majority of players either use a Viper V3 Pro or Superlight Shape mouse. Because it's an almost perfect coin flip, I decided to get the Viper as it outclasses the specs of the Superlight 2 and it's becoming increasingly more popular, with the trend of the people hitting rank 1 typically using the Viper V3 Pro. If ranked players didn't perform so well with Viper V3 Pro, I would have bought the Superlight 2 because of its popularity in pro play. Top performing pros tend to lean towards the white variant as well, as the coating is much grippier. The average sense of all pros, and the one most commonly used to hit rank 1 on NA, is 280 EDPI. The overwhelmingly popular DPI amongst all pros is 800, so I'll be using 0.35 800 DPI. The majority of pros use raw input buffer on. The most popular crosshair as of recent really fluctuates, but the dot crosshair is seemingly the most prominent, usually followed by 1420 in white or a small crosshair with a gap. For map settings, almost all pros set it to rotate, with players centered off, even on CS. For video settings, your average top pro will set their video settings all the way low with multi-threaded rendering on, their frames uncapped, and NVIDIA Reflex to on plus boost. Finally, for DPI, I couldn't decide between 2K or 4K, but one thing's for certain, 1K seemingly is being left behind, so I decided to settle for 2000 as more people use 2000 than 4K, and almost no one used 8K. Let me know if you have any questions or you disagree with anything I mentioned in the video.